What's up, my Zero King followers? Today I bring you episode 5 of Mailbox Opening. This is the special episode. It's number 5, and it's gonna be the one the longest I can make of a video, and it has this. Begin the drum roll, please. Alright folks, this is one package we're doing today. It's a special package, so let's try and open it up. Alright. Drum roll again. I bring you a deck profile that I ordered from Amazon. If you type in Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Quest, you'll find lots of cards. Decks already built. I bought this one, a Magician Pendulum deck. So, let's see what they have in here. And let's begin, shall we? Alright folks, the first card I have for you is none other than one copy of Wisdom Eye Magician, Scale 5. If you have a Magician or Performer Power card in your Pendulum Zone, you can destroy this card and if you do, place one Magician Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone, except for Wisdom Eye Magician. Spellcaster Pendulum effect is that you can discard this card, target one card in your Pendulum Zone whose current Pendulum skill is different from its original Pendulum skill. Its Pendulum skill becomes its original skill until the end of this turn. Alright, that's one copy. Let's put this right here. 3 copies of, I'm gonna pronounce this name so badly, Aloft Dragon Magician. Pendulum Skill 2. If you have a Magician card in your Pendulum Zone, you can add one face-up Magician or Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, except for Aloft Dragon Magician. You can only use the effect of Aloft Dragon Magician once per turn. If this card is normal, special summon, target one Magician Pendulum monster or Odd Eyes monster in your graveyard except for Aloft Magician. Add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of Aloft Magician once per turn. Not bad. Put this here. You know what? How about just, oops, butterfingers. I'll just put them in here so they don't get hurt. Alright. 3 copies of Dandelion Eye Magician. Once per turn, you can reveal one Pendulum monster in your hand. Target one Magician card in your Pendulum Zone. Target one Pendulum skill becomes the same as the reveal Pendulum monsters until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. Spellcaster / Pendulum effect. While this Pendulum summon card is on the field, Magician Pendulum monster you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. During the turn this card was Pendulum summon. Alright, 3 copies, that's not bad. Next card is 3 copies of Noble Dragon Magician. Unless you have a pendulum card in your other pendulum zone, destroy this card. Spellcaster Pendulum Tuner Effect Monster. Can be used for a synchro material except for a synchro summon of a dragon synchro monster. If this card is used as a synchro material, unless all of our synchro materials are odd monsters, place this card in the bottom of your deck. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, target one of level 7 or higher odd ice monster in your monster you control, reduce its level by 3. And if you do, special summon this card. I have 3 copies of this. Next up, Time Breaker Magician. 3 copies of him again. Each turn, the first pendulum monster you control will be destroyed by battle by an opponent's card effect is not destroyed. Spellcaster / pendulum effect. When this card is pendulum summoned from the hand and no other cards are in the pendulum summon at the same time, you can make this card attack becomes double its original attack once per turn. You can target one monster on the field, banish both it and this card from the field until your next standby phase. Good card. 2 copies of him. Okay, so I will say this, card quest usually will give, so he's only down to 1, but they give me 3 copies. So we all know what Astrograph Sorcerer can do and why he's in limit to 1, but we have to read his facts, people. During the main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, take one Stargazer Magician from your hand or deck and either place it in your pendulum zone or special summon it. You can only use the effect of Astrograph Sorcerer once per turn. Spellcaster Pendulum Monster effect. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can choose one monster in the graveyard, extra deck, or that is banished and that was destroyed this turn. Add one monster with the same name from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card you control plus 4 monsters from your hand, field, or graveyard. One each: Pendulum Dragon, Xyz Dragon, Synchro Dragon, and Fusion Dragon. And her name: special summon 1 Supreme King Zark from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Woof. That was a long reading with this guy. Three copies of Chronograph Sorcerer. Gonna read a lot more now. During your main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, take one Time Gazer Magician from your hand or deck and either place it in your pendulum zone or special summon it. You can only use the effect of Chronograph Sorcerer once per turn. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, then special summon one monster from your hand. You can banish this card you control plus 4 monsters from your hand, field, or graveyard. One each: Pendulum Dragon, Xyz Dragon, Synchro Dragon, and one Fusion Dragon, and their names. Special summon one King, Supreme King Zark from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Woof. Another fusion summon gimmick for Zark. Alright. Horizon Magician. All monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each face-up magician pendulum monster with different names in your extra deck. Spellcaster Pendulum Tuner effect. Cannot be special from the extra deck and cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, or unless all materials are magician pendulum monsters. When this card is pendulum summoned from the hand, you can special summon one magician pendulum monster from your extra deck in defense position, except for Hamazon magician, but negate its effect. Also banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use the effect of Hamazon magician once per turn. 3 copies of this card. Gotta be honest right here, people. It's like a 50-50. I like it, I hate it. Time Gazer Magician. You must control no monsters to activate this card. If a pendulum monster you control battles, your opponent can now activate trap cards until the end of the damage step. Unless you have Magician or card or Odd Eyes card in your pendulum zone, this pendulum scale becomes level 4. Each turn, the first card in your pendulum zone will be destroyed by battle. Destroyed by an opponent's card effect, it is not destroyed. 2 copies. Nice. Next is Dragon Pit Magician. It's a normal type. Let's read his normal effect. Once per turn, if you have a magician card in your other pendulum zone, you can discard one pendulum monster, then target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. Okay, normal monster. Let's see what he says in his text. This gifted magician can awaken the energy stored in the deep places of earth, known as the pit of the dragon. His historic approach wins him few friends, and he often bends to the desires of his people. Okay. Next up, we have Dragon Plus Magician. Once per turn, if you have a pendulum card in your other pendulum zone, you can discard one pendulum monster, target one face-up monster on the field, destroy it. This boy magician has the gift of seeing the natural lines of energy that run through the earth, which his people call the Plus of Dragon. His experience and skill put him high regard with his mentor, the Dragon Pit Magician. So technically, we have the master and the student. Okay. Next up is Tuning Magician. Spellcaster effect and tuner. If you have 2 magician cards in your pendulum zone while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card by banishing it when it leaves the field. You can only use it as effect of Tuning Magician once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, your opponent gains 400 life points, then you take 400 damage. Gotta be honest, people, I really don't like that last effect, where I take damage, my opponent gains life points. Not always the best scenario with this card. Some people play him, some people really like, no, you kinda do double-edged swords on me. Alright, 3 copies of Amazing Pendulum. If you have no cards in your pendulum zone, add 2 face-up pendulum magician monster with different names from your extra deck to your hand. You can only activate Amazing Pendulum once per turn. Alright, 3 copies. Nice. I do like the little artwork. One copy of Pendulum Fusion. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. If you have 2 cards in your pendulum zone, you can activate this card in your zones. You can only activate Pendulum Fusion once per turn. Two copies of Pendulum Call. Discard one card. Add two Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Also, until the end of your opponent's turn, after this card resolves, Magician cards in your Pendulum Zone can't be destroyed by card effects. You can only activate one Pendulum Call per turn. You cannot activate this card if you activate a Magician monster's Pendulum effect this turn. Okay. Alright, two copies of Duelist Alliance. If there is a card in the Pendulum Zone, add one Pendulum monster or Pendulum spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Duelist Alliance per turn. Two copies, not bad. Pendulum Back, the only trap card that it has. If you have two cards in your Pendulum Zone, target two monsters in your graveyard, each with a level between the Pendulum scale of the cards in your Pendulum Zone. Add them to your hand. Alright guys, down to the extra deck. Let's see what did I get here. Time Star Magician. Spellcaster exceeds effect. Two level 4 Magician Pendulum monsters must be exceed summon if with the above exceeds material. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card. Add one to your hand, one dark spellcaster monster from your deck, graveyard, or face up in your extra deck. Once per turn, if a pendulum card in your monster zone is zone or pendulum zone would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send one spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard instead. Alright, one copy. Then here comes the fusion. It is Patrick Corvator. That was hard to pronounce. I probably murdered that name. I'm so sorry. If you have no cards in our pendulum zone, you can place one face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to a pendulum zone. You can only use the effect of Patrick Covenant once per turn. Oh my god, I murdered it again. I'm so sorry. Fairy Fusion Pendulum effect. Two pendulum monsters. If this card is in your monster zone destroyed, you can place this card in your pendulum zone. Alright. Then we have Tournament Machine Synchro effect. If this card is synchro summon, you can special summon one level 4 or lower pendulum monster from your hand or face up in your extra deck. At the end of the damage step, when this card or a pendulum monster battles an opponent monster by the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can destroy that opponent's monster. You can only use the effect of Tilling Entertainment. Alright. Last card, folks. Hynev High Paladin. I must have murdered his name. I didn't not want to murder his name. I'm so sorry. If a pendulum monster you control attacks or for the battle, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage at the end of the damage step. If a pendulum monster you control attacked all monsters your opponent currently controls, lose attack equal to the attacking monster's attack until the end of this turn. Alright. Spellcaster Synchro Pendulum effect. One tuner, non-tuner synchro monsters. If this card is synchro summon, you can treat one pendulum summon Pendulum monster you control as a tuner. If this card is single summon using the Pendulum monster tuner, you can target one card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. When this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, you can have your opponent's life point. If this card is in the monster zone destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place this card in the Pendulum zone. Oof. Alright guys, that was a lot. That was a lot of talking. Alright, let me just reorganize here. Alright. So yes guys, this was the special episode of Mailbox Opening. So if you type in Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Quest deck, you'll find a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card decks that are already been made by this person. I say go for it. The decks aren't that bad, and that way it helps beginners getting started. So yeah, I would recommend more of this. I'll probably buy more of these because it's pretty fun to already own the whole deck. But if you're still missing some of the cards, that's fine. You can find them in Amazon as well, or somewhere in your local stores. But yes, that is the special episode. Alright, Shadow King followers, I am out. See you all next time. And don't forget, the Fall of Albaz deck profile is coming soon, so stay notified. It will be dropping Friday or Saturday night. So peace out.